this off and... Hey, what's the matter? Did someone say something or do something to... It's okay. You don't have to tell me. Still, you look really tense. There's a lot of books here. Why don't I read you a little Christmas story? Maybe it'll help us both relax. Okay. Let's see. Every morning for a week before Christmas, Mother Moon used to call all the little stars around her and tell them a little story. It was always the same story, but the stars never wearied of it. It was the story of the Christmas star, the Star of Bethlehem. When Mother Moon had finished the story, the little stars always said, "And the star is shining still, isn't it, Mother Moon, even if we can't see it?" And Mother Moon would answer, "Yes, my dears, only now it shines for men's hearts instead of their eyes." Then the stars would bid the Mother Moon good night and put on their little blue nightcaps and go to bed in the sky chamber, for the stars' bedtime is when people down on the earth are beginning to waken and see that it is morning. But that particular morning, when the little stars said goodnight and went quietly away, one golden star still lingered beside them. But that particular morning, when the little stars said goodnight and went quietly away, one golden star still lingered beside Mother Moon. "Oh, Mother Moon," said the golden star, "I am so sad. I wish I could shine for someone's heart like that star of wonder that you tell us about." "Why, aren't you happy up here in the sky country?" asked Mother Moon. "Yes, I have been very happy," said the star. "But tonight, it seems just as if I must find some heart to shine for." "Then if that is so," said Mother Moon, "the time has come, my little star, for you to go through the wonder entry." "The wonder entry? What is that?" asked the star. But the Mother Moon made no answer. Rising, she took the little star by the hand and led it to the door that it had never seen before. The Mother Moon opened the door, and there was a long, dark entry. At the far end was shining a little speck of light. "What is this?" asked the star. "It is the wonder entry, and it is through this that you must go to find the heart where you belong," said the Mother Moon. Then the little star was afraid. It longed to go through the entry, as it had never longed for anything before, and yet it was afraid and clung to the Mother Moon. But very gently, almost sadly, the Mother Moon drew her hand away. "Go, my child," she said. Then, wondering and trembling, the little star stepped into the wonder entry, and the door of the sky house closed behind it. The next thing the star knew, it was hanging in a toy shop with a whole row of other stars, blue and red and silver. It itself was gold. The shop smelled of evergreen and was full of Christmas shoppers, men and women and children. But of them all, the star looked at no one but a little boy standing in front of the counter. For as soon as the star saw the child, it knew that he was the one to whom it belonged. The little boy was standing beside a sweet-faced woman in a long black veil, and he was not looking at anything in particular. The star shook and trembled on the string that held it, because it was afraid lest the child would not see it, or lest, if he did, he would not know it as his star. The lady had a number of toys on the counter before her, and she was saying, "Now I think we have presents for everyone. There's the doll for Lou, and the game for Ned, and the music box for May, and then the rocking horse and the sled." Suddenly, the little boy caught her by the arm. "Oh, Mother," he said. He had seen the star. "Well, what is it, darling?" asked the lady. "Oh, Mother, just see that star up there. I do wish I had it." "Oh, my dear, we have so many things for the Christmas tree," said the mother. "Yes, I know, but I do want that star," said the child. "Very well," said the mother, smiling. "Then we will take that, too." So the star was taken down from the place where it was hung and wrapped up in a piece of paper, and all the while it was thrilled with joy, for now it belonged to the little boy. It was not until the afternoon before Christmas, when the tree was being decorated, that the golden star was unwrapped and taken out from paper. "Here is something else," said the sweet-faced lady. "We must hang this on the tree. Paul took such a fancy to it that I had to get it for him. He will never be satisfied unless we hang it on too." "Oh yes," said someone else who was helping to decorate the tree. "We will hang it here on the very top." So the little star hung on the highest branch of the Christmas tree. That evening, all the candies were lighted on the Christmas tree, and there were so many that they fairly dazzled the eyes. And the gold and silver balls, the fairies and the glassed fruits, shone and twinkled in the light, and high above them all shone the golden star. At 7 o'clock, a bell was rung, and then the folding doors of the room where the Christmas tree stood were thrown open, and a crowd of children came trooping in. They laughed and shouted and pointed and all talked together, and after a while there was music, and presents were taken from the tree and given to the children. How different it was all from the great, wide, still sky house. But the star had never been so happy in all its life, for the little boy was there. He stood apart from the other children, looking up at the star, with his hands clasped behind him, and he did not seem to care for the toys and the games. At last it was all over. The lights were put out, the children went home, and the house grew still. Then the ornaments on the tree began to talk among themselves. "So that is all over," said a silver ball. "It was very gay this evening, the gayest Christmas I remember." What's so funny? Oh, come on, you know how they mean it. "Yes," said a glass bunch of grapes. "The best of it was over. Of course, people will come to look at us for several days yet, but it won't be like this evening. And then I suppose we'll be laid away for another year," said a paper fairy. "Really, it seems hardly worthwhile. Such a few days out of the year and then to be shut up in the dark box again. I almost wish I were a paper doll." The bunch of grapes was wrong in saying that people would come to look at the Christmas tree the next few days, for it stood neglected in the library and nobody came near it. Everybody in the house went about very quietly, with anxious faces, for the little boy was ill. At last, one evening, a woman came into the room with a servant. The woman wore the cap and the apron of a nurse. "That is it," she said, pointing to the golden star. The servant climbed up on the steps and took down the star and put it in the nurse's hand, and she carried it out into the hall and upstairs to a room where the little boy lay. The sweet-faced lady was sitting by the bed. As the nurse came in, she held out her hand for the star. "Is this what you wanted, my darling?" she asked, bending over the little boy. The child nodded and held out his hands for the star, and as he clasped it, a wonderful, shining smile came over his face. The next morning, the little boy's room was very still and dark. The golden piece of paper that had been the star lay on a table behind the bed, its 5 points very sharp and bright. But it was not the real star, any more than a person's body is the real person. The real star was living and shining now in the little boy's heart, and it had gone out with him into a new and more beautiful sky country than I had ever known before. The sky country where the little child angels live, each one carrying in its heart its own particular star. Well, that was nice. What did you want me to pull down my mask? Why? This isn't some kind of weird prank, is it? You want to see what's under it? Well, what do you think is under it? A second nose? Fine, you win. Yes, I have a mouth. I know. It must be so hard to believe. Oh, you decided that you want to talk about what's been bothering you? Oh, I see. That must be hard. Yeah. You know, in previous years, I used to spend a lot of holidays with my mentors. I'd alternate often since there's several. But both last year and this one, all of my mentors are either busy, crazy, or gone. What did I do last year? Well, last year, I was by myself. Judging by your reaction, you find that hard to believe. But, yeah, I was in the same little slump you're in right now. So, I promise you, I get it. What did I do? Well, actually, a lot. I wasn't operating on anyone else's time, nor anyone else's budgets, or interests either. I was free to do what I wanted, and when I wanted to. I took a walk around some towns just to look at all the lights and decorations put up. I went out to eat. I watched a bunch of really bad Christmas movies. Even being alone during the holidays can be okay, as long as you do your best to keep your spirits jolly, like your friends and family would want you to. And you can always see them another day after Christmas, even if it's months down the line. Some of the best holiday dinner parties I've been to weren't actually on Christmas Day. So it's okay that everyone's busy on Christmas Day. See, that's the spirit. Is there anything else that's bothering you? Oh, yeah. Gift-giving pressure is the worst, especially when the coin pouch is feeling a little light. You're low on gems, sometimes you have no idea what to get them. Sometimes you know what to get them, but it's way too expensive. And sometimes you got them something, but you're terrified that they just won't like it, that your efforts will be wasted. But hey, friends understand. They'd rather have you around than an expensive gift. While we're on the topic, I did actually bring you something. Go ahead, open it. You know, it's not magical or anything. Just a little reminder that you're cared for. I know it might not solve everything, but I hope it brings a smile to your face. Why don't you get some rest? You deserve it. I should be heading back soon anyway. You want me to stay here with you? To keep you company? Oh, what the heck? I don't have anywhere else I need to be. And why not? Don't worry, I don't mind sleeping on the couch. And hey, if there's anything else on your mind, or if you just want to talk, you know where to find me. Merry Christmas.